Hey guys, it's Chippy with a video for UMPC Portal, and in this video it's the Acer W510 that's going to get the look over. Here it is here. I'm not going to unbox it, but we're going to talk around the device. This is Intel Atom based 10-inch hybrid tablet. So it's a tablet with removable docking keypad. Based on Intel CloverTrail, and some very interesting things going on in here. So let's take you around the device and talk about them. So a few Ultrabooks knocking around here, but we just had a Google Hangout session to talk about some of the Ultrabooks here. But this is the one that I'm working on for UMPC Portal right now. Intel Atom based Acer Iconia W510. Right, I had to get that, think about that before I said that. This is Intel Atom CloverTrail dual core 1.8 gigahertz with 2 gigs of RAM in here, running Windows 8. Now this is not a Windows 8 RT device, this is a proper Windows 8 device. Now let me just quickly take you around the device before we talk about kind of what's in it and what's going on here, because there's some important things. First of all, let's just take the tablet off. So you can see you've got a fairly thin and light tablet. It's 570 grams, which is about the weight of an iPad, basically, and about the size as well, although you've got 16:9 format here, so it's a bit wider, which actually I find pretty good because you can actually do thumb typing across the bottom like that. But before we talk about some of the usage scenarios, this is a 10-inch 1366 by 768 multi-touch IPS screen, and actually really quite good. It can get a little bit washed out at high brightness levels, but I've tweaked the graphics settings and I've got something that I'm fairly comfortable with in terms of contrast and colour, so really not too bad there. Take you around the device. There's the docking side of things, so a couple of location lugs, and there's the connector that passes through power and USB and some data from the battery, I guess. Speaker on the left hand side there, pretty flush all the way around. There's the headset port. This is a lock switch for stopping screen rotation. This is the power or standby button. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. And then on the other side we have a microphone up there. We've got a rocker switch for volume, and then we've got micro city here. We've got micro HDMI, micro USB, micro SD. I assume that's STXC, but we've got to test that one out. So hopefully you can stuff a 64 gig card in there and boost the storage, because this is only a 64 gig device. Also available in 32 gig as well. So really not much going to be available for storage once Windows 8 has done its stuff. There's about 27 gigs free on this one. I think it might have a recovery partition though. There's also provided with the device a micro to USB female adapter, and you can plug that in there and do anything you want to do with USB, because this is Windows 8, it's basically a PC, so everything will work. And I have actually driven a hard drive, external 2.5-inch hard drive off that without any external power, so that's good to know. So let's put that in the dock. Now let's just quickly show you the dock in a bit more detail before I plug that in. There's the two location lugs and the port there. This is a nice stiff hinge here. Quality of the materials is not really top notch. This is a product that costs 499 euros in Europe with the keyboard dock. So you can't expect top of the range materials to have been used, but it seems pretty good. There's no major creakiness or you know, flex at all, and actually the quality of the keyboard itself is not too bad. It's definitely netbook style and not, you know, laptop or ultrabook style there. Mouse pad on the bottom is very basic. There's no multi-touch, there's no scroll areas there, and it's got built-in left and right mouse button. I really hope Acer issue some new drivers for this to make it either multi-touch or at least have a scroll area on it, because obviously most of us are used to multi-touch mouse pads now, and not having it really is awkward. Around the device then, so pretty thin but quite heavy. Now, two reasons for that. One, it needs to be to stop the device falling over. Two, it's got a battery inside, 25 watt hour or of that order inside. There is the power connector there, and that will power through and charge the tablet as well. Very, very slow to charge both things at the same time, but you can actually plug the power straight into the bottom of the tablet as well, just to charge the tablet. Underneath the tablet, nothing there, no removable battery, and there's a USB 2 port on the right hand side. So that just slots in there pretty easily, and then you have effectively a 1.2 kilogram PC, and with a sort of netbook weight and style really, and size. 10 inches is not really mainstream. So let's just take a quick look into the operating system and talk about some of the features. So here we are in Windows 8. Why have I got this? Oh, I've got something selected there. Okay, so there's Windows 8. You know Metro. There's a few apps installed by Acer here. It's all very nice and smooth actually, and really no difference to the touch Ultrabooks I've tested that are running Core i5s and Core i7. So they've done a great job. Actually, I think Microsoft themselves have done a good job in making the graphics requirements pretty low for this side of things. So full Windows 8, and then of course you've got full desktop as well. So everything runs as you'd expect. So I've got installed here all sorts of things. I've even just installed PowerDirector 10, so full video editing suite there. So what's inside here? Dual core, up to 1.8 gigahertz Atom. It really is netbook class processing power, although a little bit above. I've done some tests. The other thing that's important here though is memory seems to be faster. The storage is SSD solid state. It's not SATA based, it's eMMC, so I think that might even be an older standard used for flash cards, I'm not sure. But anyway, eMMC, what you'll find in a normal tablet. Read speeds of up to 75 megabytes per second are pretty good, and write speeds at low block sizes also fairly acceptable. So that's giving it a nice snappy feel as well. It's really helping balance out the whole system. If this had a hard drive in it, it would be horrible, I'm sure, because it would have a very small, probably a 1.8 inch hard drive inside. It would be horrible. So anyway, that's really helped to speed it up. The other thing in this is that the GPU has changed now, and there is a big change from the old netbook style GPU, seeing a lot more performance. Not only is the 3D performance up, but this has video and audio codecs in it. Not only decoders, but encoders as well. This can encode in hardware, H.264. So don't expect it to be as fast as Ultrabooks, but there are some really cool things going on here in terms of keeping battery life low by doing special stuff in hardware rather than using CPU. Let's just show you a quick example. This is a 30 megabit per second, 1080p, 50 frames a second video. Actually, you can't see it very well because it was just me messing around with the camera earlier, but it is perfectly smooth, and it runs at about 25% of CPU. So that's really all happening in hardware. There's some audio decoding going on. That was a Dolby Digital audio track there, so that was decoding that probably on the CPU. So by putting this stuff in hardware, it really allows the battery life to be brought down. It also allows the system, and this is the key feature here, it's unique to CloverTrail, it's unique to any PC system on the market today, and it works with Windows 8 in a very unique way. This system can control these subsections, these separate hardware sections of the PC, turn them off and on as needed. So that's never really happened before. Morztown, the Atom-based smartphone platform, can do it, but this is the first PC sort of Windows-capable platform that's been able to do it, and it bloody works. It's able to not only turn parts of the system off when you're not using it, but it's so good that it will work with Windows 8 to allow you to have background tasks running when it's off. The thing idles down into sub 1 watt range, which is way better than any laptop we've ever seen before. That will idle down to about 4 watts. This is like idling down to a sort of 400, 500 milliwatts is what I can measure so far on this, so it's a huge difference. And I just want to give you one very quick demo, if I can, about the sort of background tasks that you can leave running on this. So let's just quickly run up a bit of audio. This is streaming over Wi-Fi, and we'll just turn the volume up on that. Right, so that's streaming over Wi-Fi. Let's just choose the next track so it's not cached. Right, I've just hit the off button. Still running. So what's happening now is that the system is not off. The screen is off and the desktop is off. That's been halted. Every process that was running on the desktop, I believe, is now halted. So if I had been streaming something in the desktop, that would now be stopped. But this is Windows 8, and this is a background task now. So not only is the Wi-Fi on, but there are a number of tasks running in the background to do notifications as well. If I had received an email now, you would have heard the beep to tell me that the email has been received. And just to prove that it's, whoops, let me press the button properly, go. Oh. Now that should have been an instant on. I don't know quite why it's not doing instant on there. That's a little bit embarrassing. So that looks like that's crashed, but I'm not going to edit this out. I will do a 4-second press on that just to get rid of the whole system. Okay, we'll reboot it. At least you'll see the time it takes to boot from cold. And I've just hit the power button there. But anyway, normally that would be, and it has been up working for me perfectly, and in fact I left the device off for 7 hours last night, switched it on this morning, hit that button, bang, it was on, Wi-Fi was connected, everything was still running in terms of the Windows 8 background processes. So this is something completely new, and if you can imagine, you know, you've got your tablet, you can use it as a streaming device. It's going to be notifying you of emails and stuff going on in the background, even when it's switched off. I want to do that again just to show you it does actually work. So boom, that's on straight away. Totally new idea in terms of PCs, and something that people that are thinking about Windows 8 need to know, especially reviewers of Windows 8 that are reviewing on a laptop or even a touch-based Ultrabook. They don't have this background capability, this always on, always connected, connected standby feature. So that's really important. Battery life then in general, I'm doing some web browsing and I'm seeing sort of 3.5 watts, 3.5 watts of usage, which is about half of what you get on a very good Ultrabook, and probably about half of what you get on a netbook as well. But the good thing is, as soon as processes stop, the subsections get shut down, and the drain goes right down. So 2 watts, 1 watt, no problem. With screen on and Wi-Fi on, down to 2 watt minimum, I guess. Streaming music, 50-60 hours should be no problem with the dock, because the dock has the extra battery in it. So much to talk about on this one, but I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll knock it on the head there and offer to answer your questions in the chat or comment sections below, both in the article and on YouTube. I will be watching out. So please, if you've got questions about this, the platform, and anything else related to it, do let me know. 8 megapixel camera, NFC. I think there's GPS inside here as well. So really is a lot to talk about. You can probably hear I'm actually quite excited about this as well, and the reason I'm really excited about it is because the technology that's in this today is going in these tomorrow. So these Ultrabooks, when they have Haswell next year, they should, although Intel hasn't quite come out and said it in black and white yet, they should have always on, always connected capability. So the dynamic range of these things is going to be huge. They will be always on, with Wi-Fi connected, always updated, and will last for days on battery life. And then you want to do some video editing, you can. And that's what I really find very exciting about that, the high dynamic range of the laptop in the future. So 2013 is going to be the year of the always on laptop. That's my prediction for 2013. So that was quick, very quick, and I probably sound a little bit overexcited in that video, but Trust me, it's quite an exciting product platform that Intel have created here. And the W510, actually really interesting device that I definitely will have some uses for myself. I bought this one because I want to do long-term testing on it. Again, questions, comments in the comment section below, both on the article and on YouTube. I'll be watching that and I'll try and answer your questions. Go to umpcportal.com for more information on these platforms. We're tracking them, we're reporting on them, and hopefully there'll be a lot more to report on in January at CES. We'll be reporting on the information coming out of CES and going through 2013 as well. My name's Chippy, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.